I think it's very important for me to be as honest with you guys as I possibly can, not try to overhype things, not try to farm things for views. That is essentially a core tenet of what I try to do in my content and in the words and what I want to talk about. I like to talk about a lot of different MMOs. I like to talk about video games. It's a passion that I've had since I was a kid. This is something that I've continued on all the way through adulthood. And I think it's I just want to kind of put that at the start of this video, because today I'm going to tell you that I am jumping into Destiny the Witch Queen next week. I've been frustrated. I've been debating it on this whole time. If you guys want to know more about that, I'll talk about that more towards the end of this video. I don't want to waste anybody's time who does follow my content on the regular, and more or less speak to why I'm excited. What got me to pull the trigger from going from maybe I'm going to wait on Destiny this time. That's what I've been thinking pretty much since they announced their monetization structure for the dungeons. And we'll get into that later in this video. But I've been on the fence. I've been like, well, I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to continue to wait and see. There's so many games in February. There's so much things that I want to do. There's so many things that I want to play. But at the core of it, I've been playing Destiny since the beta of 1. Like, this has been a long journey for me. Destiny has been a very key franchise, a very key game in my gaming lineup time and time again. And it's really only the thing that kind of pulled me away last time was the lack of PvP updates. I think the last time I checked a counter, it was like 650 plus days since we really saw anything significant with PvP in Destiny 2. And Beyond Light really kind of was like, oh, like I really liked what they were trying to do with some of the stuff. Obviously, there's definitely some things to be frustrated about that we've talked about in previous videos on this channel. But at its core, I was like, I like doing the PvP. Are they still doing PvP? Those are the questions. And when I was basically invited back within the community, if you guys want to play with some Destiny people, we've got a whole Destiny group here. Check the description for the Discord link if you're interested. Kind of adults. We're kind of chill. We like shooting raids. We like killing each other in PvP. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, long story short, they're asking me, Brian, you playing on Tuesday? Like just going on. And I'm like, okay, guys, like I was thinking about holding off. There's just a lot of stuff going on right now. What is it about? What do I need to know about Tuesday? And that's what this video is here. Like why I went ahead and pulled that trigger. And first and foremost, obviously the friend game is such a huge aspect of these kind of games for me. And so the fact that people are inviting me back in, obviously point one. The other fact is you got Void 3.0, which I'll talk about just in a second. And then you have PvP updates coming. And then they kind of have some kind of light roadmap for when that's coming. Ultimately, it looks like Rift is coming back. And so a new mode, new maps, or remastered, reforged maps essentially coming back to the game itself has me excited, because I'm just hungry. Like at this point I would like more, but beggars can't be choosers. I feel like the first time they made a 2D Mario game after like a 10-year hiatus, I just oh, give me it to me. It doesn't have to be that great. And I overconsumed it to the point where it wasn't actually like a satisfactory thing in the long run. I think I played too much, because it's like, yeah, you starved him for that, so we're starved for PvP updates. So any update, I'm definitely excited about. I think overall, when we shifted into the 3.0, the Void 3.0 rework, it has me excited on a lot of fronts. Not only because I'm a Warlock Void main, like that is what I play. That is what I love. And I love to meme on Hunters, and Titans are my second favorite. So that's essentially the structure. It goes, Void Warlock, or the Warlock, then the Titans, then, pretty much anything else. And then eventually you can get down maybe a little bit lower, look under the carpet, then you'll find some Hunters down there. They kill me all the time, guys. I think I only meme and get frustrated at Hunters because they're so good, and I'm so weak towards them. But that's not here nor there. Here we go into 3.0, the Void Warlock rework. That in and of itself has me really excited, because this is building from what they did with the Darkness powers with Stasis. Stasis was cool, just wasn't my thing. Ultimately, I just continue to always default it back to Void Warlock, even when Stasis was like the meta and was just crushing in PvP. I was like, not my thing, just not my thing. And that's just my personal choice to die at the hands of ice. And now here I am looking at the Void and being able to have and pick and choose and be able to take different grenades and do all this mix and match. And you got the aspects and the fragments. And this is going to be really exciting for me to dive in and find the right build for me that then accompanies and complements the weapons that I like. One of the things I always didn't like about top tree, middle tree, bottom tree structured within it is like, yes, it was a very clean way to get people in. It's not like, oh my gosh, what do I need to choose? So there's a value there. I'm not going to discount that value wasn't there in terms of like trying to make your decision like, you know, one of three pathways. But now what this does is it gives me the ability to kind of say, hey, I really like this weapon type. I really like the perks on these things. And I really want to pair those with the skills that I've equipped. As opposed, I always ended up finding myself more in kind of a lazy Destiny player, lazy in that regards, because it's like, oh, I really like this. I really like this. Yes, it's not efficient. Yes, I'm not getting these bonuses and whatnot. Okay, you know, at the end of the day, I'm too tired to care, you know, and that's just, I guess, the dad, you know what I mean, the dad Destiny player as it relates to that. So Void 3.0, I think, is a real big selling point, because it also then lays out a roadmap that they're going to be doing, obviously confirming that they're doing the solar, and then they're going to be doing the arc. I think that builds on itself to a point where this is something to be excited about for the future. Obviously, we've got 2 more expansions, and then whatever else Destiny Bungie is working on. Ultimately, when it comes down to that, I think it's exciting. Now, obviously, I was very frustrated, and still am, when it comes to the monetization. It's never really impacted me as a player, because when it comes to the fact that they move the dungeons into the premium tier, my personal frustration still is there. It's like, why not just raise the base price of the game and still have that premium tier? But just at the end of the day, like, prices going up. We just paid like $4 more for eggs, you know, and so it's like, okay, like, I don't know if you guys are feeling that at all, but prices are going up. If they came and said, you know what, hey, the expansion's $50 or $60, and that's the base expansion, that's where we have to meet you guys, and boom, here's this other stuff, there you go. But I've always ended up buying kind of always the full kit. And I guess that's because Destiny's got me. Like, when it comes down to it, they know, I think, more about me than I know about myself, and that's why it's like, all right, yeah, I'm back. My friends are there. The crossplay, cross save is there. Void. I'm glad they picked Void. I think honestly, it was the Void thing that kind of really tipped it over into its favor, because it's like, oh, if it's, you know, Arc and Solar, it's like, oh, that's great. Tell me when Void's coming, because that is kind of my bread and butter when it comes down to it. I still think that they could do better when it comes to monetization. I'm very interested in what the Sony acquisition means for the future of Destiny. And then when it comes down to content, like I said, I'm not here to farm you for content. I probably will see how I feel playing through the Witch Queen expansion, seeing about the campaign, seeing how PvP feels, seeing how I just overall feel with the game. And if I am enjoying it, yeah, then I'm going to bring you guys videos that I'm excited about. I think that's the general rule that I usually apply. Like, is this a video that I want to make? Yes. Then I'm going to go ahead and try to get you guys some of that in your feeds, because I used to kind of put guides together for Destiny, and that was a lot of fun. And then essentially I just like, all right, like, there's not really anything that I can add to the conversation. And yeah, so that is how it is. And I thank you guys for your time in today's video. I don't know if you've been following the Witch Queen, but I'm excited to be able to play it with you guys next week. And yeah, we're going to have that. We'll have that within the community, and I'll leave it at that. Thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. And hopefully we'll see you in my next video. But until then, guys, take care.
Yeah. It's time to chill out on the couch and read some comments. That's right. You know me when it comes to Destiny. I'm off with a clan, and I'm glad you're feeling better. Oh yeah.